Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Shout out to the Mailroom Nation, the Mailroom Goon. Shout out to Johnny Sullivan, Mark Ana Williams, Postmaster General. What's going on, Key Marks? What's going on with you, bro? How you doing? Man, I am good to be here. I'm happy to see you guys. It is Thursday, almost Friday. Not quite Friday, but we're almost there, right? So we got a special guest in the house today. And hope you guys enjoying your Thursday. As for me, you know me, I'm always the happy camper, right? Always. So wait a minute, let me get to a couple of things. Actually, it was been a great day today. uh, but it has been a great day. Can you guys hear me okay? Shout out to the Mailroom Nation. Shout out to the Mailroom Goons. Professor Melly Mail, the Hood Postman. You know the vibe. What's going on, MP? How are you doing today? Yes, sir. Johnny Sullivan, JP, what's good? Yeah, we got a special guest coming today. Hope she pops in pretty soon. She is pretty known throughout the political system and the news network. She's been on MSNBC, Fox News, um, the BNC, which is the Black News Network, I imagine. And yes, we can hear you, Professor. Good, good, good. And she has just a really savvy knowledge of when it comes to the Damu and Kiwi, and also she breaks it down within the political scene. That's right, political mailroom goon. So let's see where she's at. Mm. Dominic Mayweather, what's good, bro? She was on the Ghetto Boys Reload. Yeah, yeah, right. On the Ghetto Boys Reload. Yeah, she does really wonderful things, things in our community, and she just really understands how to express this and put this thing in political terms and also in hood terms. She understands the language. She knows how to walk the walk and talk the talk. Um, so Marlena, how was your day today? How was your day today? JP, how was your day? March Madness, man, March Madness. I'll be in Vegas for March Madness. I'm going down there, right? It's gonna be really, really great. So, how was your? What did you guys think about that interview yesterday? Did you guys enjoy Ronnie Kenyon Ware? I think that movie is gonna be really awesome. The Birth of a Crip. The way Kenya broke it down and explained it sounded like it was a lot that went into it, and how she had to get so much things approved and how what the process was like. That was really interesting to hear all that. All right. So let me send her a message, you guys. Let me see. Hold on. Just a second. Just a second. And here we go. Uh, I'm back. Remember that guy right there. Just one stream at a time, right? Bang that button. Bang that button. Yes, we gotta bang that button, right? It was cool. We got, let me see, what would you say? It was cool. We got them back when the movie comes out, right? Yes. Definitely got to do that. Bright Dog started a clubhouse. Yeah, Bright Dog's over in the clubhouse. I was actually supposed to be over there with him, but I scheduled this interview, so that would keep me busy, preoccupied at this time. So as we wait for the guests to step in, so we waiting on that. So yeah. So I think Bright Dog can handle that over there by himself, right? He do pretty good. He's learning that clubhouse stuff. What do you guys think about the clubhouse? It's kind of interesting being in the clubhouse at times because you get a lot of interesting characters. Whack 100 seemed to be the Suge Knight of the internet. Just Suge Knight internet Suge Knight. Yeah, I don't know how he does take care of any business when he's constantly on the clubhouse all day long. I don't know how anything get done business wise. But I manage. He knows his business. He knows what he's doing. He's managed to get things done, right? Salute to the platform. Right on. Spook set by the door. I sent her a message. She is fashionably late. But that's okay. The show must go on, right? Mike Marks, what's happening, man? You haven't said one word. What's been going on with you, bro? I wonder where's E Money. I haven't heard from E Money today. So, what do you guys think about this war that we in right now? What's your thoughts on it? With this Vladimir Putin and the guy over there in Ukraine, Zelensky. What do you guys think about it? Wacko 100 wants to be like Suge, but in reality, he's nothing like Suge. Suge was Isaac. Yeah, yeah. You think we're going to war? Will the United States participate in this war, or is just all smoke and mirrors? What is really behind the closed door with this war? And they haven't even been talking about the coronavirus all that much as well. You know, greetings, 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 greetings. It seemed like that's been like really tempered down. You haven't got a whole lot of news feed on it. Another distraction. Yeah, do we have enough of those, Marlena? We got distractions. Even some of our people are being distractions. That is a house conflict. My thoughts on it that people talk about China, right? And they talk about what would they do? They would Putin, but understand this: these are white people, right? The Ukrainians are white, the Russians are white, United States for most part are white people, right? I don't see how they would go against each other and somehow let the Chinese come in and do whatever they was gonna do, and they be against each other. I just don't see that. Now I could be looking at it wrong, but I just don't. And I know these are all separate countries, but keep in mind, they are all white. They are all European. I don't see Europeans wiping out Europeans and then letting the Chinese come in and take over. I just don't see that. Now, I could be wrong. Yeah, I could be. entirely wrong. You know, I don't know what's going on with the guest. Maybe let me try again. Okay, hold on, just a second. Okay, let's see. All right, here we go. There she go. Well, hello there.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you? Are we live?
We are live.
Oh,
We are
okay.
definitely live.
Let me make sure I can hear you.
There we are.
Okay, cool.
How are you today?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for having me.
It is such a pleasure to have you on. I've been watching you these last couple of days and everything, how you express yourself and the amazing way you explain this blue and red thing is just fascinating to me. And then when you add the Crip Mac element to it, that just took me away.
Yes.
So without any further ado, please introduce yourself
Well,
for those who don't know you.
I do better when people introduce me. So I'll just keep it simple. My name is Tezlyn Figaro. I am a Black News Channel national political commentator. I have a strategic communications business for the last decade plus, where I do high profile cases with Attorney Benjamin Crump being his senior public policy advisor. In addition to a host of other things, people can follow me at TezlynFigaro.com to learn more about what I do. I'm also sit on the George Floyd Foundation board as a senior advisor and a number of other things.
Awesome, awesome. So, you've been known for playing many roles: MSNBC, Fox News, the let's see, the BNC, right? Am I correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And you're also known for being in the hood and just being who you are, right?
Yeah.
And I often wonder, how does she manage to juggle all that? What is your secret to that?
Yeah, it's not juggling anything. I think when people are trying to be something that they're not and they're not authentic to themselves, they struggle with juggling. If you are who you are when you get up in the morning and you are who you are, who I've always been my entire life, I don't have to juggle. This is just
Awesome,
simply who I am. And I just happen to bring a lived experience from growing up around, certain folks and even in my family. And I just didn't forget that experience. It is what propelled me into politics. It is what makes me passionate about being into politics. And so I just bring those authentic stories. And there's a lot of commentators, I'm sure, that probably share similar experiences or may have heard of experiences, but in the industry, there tends to be a shaming with certain demographics. And because my lived experience was so raw and so real, I cannot, shame or um, be embarrassed about who I am and who I knew and who I loved and, what was a part of my life.
awesome. So, what is this thing where they want to just when you mention the shame, and it reminds me of the marginalization that goes on in our community, and they continuously to play in a sense that like it doesn't happen. You know, not we not being marginalized, we're not being underestimated or undervalued by the overall society. What's your take on that? How do you get through that part right there?
Well, what are you talking about specifically the hood? Are you talking about black people in general? Because I
Black
was
people, black people in general.
well, there's classism even within the black community. I think I would rather kind of shift it to how I try to make sure that different sectors of the black population are we're not marginalizing each other. And so
Gotcha.
we already know the talking points of black people being marginalized, black people with white supremacy. We already know that. We hear that all the time. The reason why Charlemagne calls me the hood whisperer, is because I tend to bring another sector to the table in politics, and I want the G's to understand the role that they play, the role they can have, the power they can have, the influence they can have, and more importantly, how they've been organizing all along. So I could sit here and just go through marginalization of the Black community and all. I do that on BNC every day. I'm here because I'm with the Hood Postman. So we're here to tap.
Okay, let's talk about the hood then, because
Let's
that's
talk
what
about
I
hood.
do. I
We
love
want
the
to talk
hood.
about general stuff. I did that earlier on TV.
Yeah. So let's
I'm
get
gonna have
into
a
the
sip.
hood. So what should be the posture of the Damu and Kiwi going into the midterm election?
Would you say that again?
What should be the posture of the Damu and the Kiwi going into the midterm elections? Because we should we be out there voting? Should we be out there advocating for our rights and what we need as far as the resources in our community?
Well, when I talk about organizing, and I call it the G code, government, but also the G code, the OG code, it is beyond just talking about what you should be doing for this midterm election. The type of work that's involved with actually organizing and getting the folks on board that I want to pay attention, that is definitely a long play game. Most of the homies I've been talking to, excuse me, I got something in my eye. Most of the homies I've been talking to about this for the last decade, 5, 7, 10 years, of just really getting them to see and to see themselves in the process and see the role. So if I were to say, oh, make sure you do this for the midterm election, the reality is there's so much more work on the ground that we have to do in order for people to even understand how this even works. And it's not because being ignorant or dumb, it's just simply a lack of knowledge. And you asking homies to be a part of something that they simply don't see themselves in because they know the government has never been a friend of theirs. So if I were to talk to this audience as if I'm talking to somebody, oh, do this for the midterm election, it's not going to land. The question is when you this title, when you said banging at the ballot box, to me, that is about organizing, not just saying, hey, let's just vote this way or vote that way in September. I'm trying to get homies to run. I want people to run for precinct chairs. I want people to disrupt. I want individuals to start working on campaigns. I want people to take their nonprofits to another level, to know how to lobby for that in government so they can get funding. So it's just not the homies trying to put together money and donating and begging all the time. There's so much work that needs to happen and can happen when we talk about gang culture. And it's why I refer to it so much, because it is an organization, it is a structure. There's protocol, and all of them are exactly similar to the Democrat and Republican Party. And you'll hear, there's a white guy that wrote a book about Bloods and Crips, and Crips being blue like Democrats and red being blue, red being like Bloods. But if you haven't been a sympathizer like myself, you really don't know that culture. You just use it and you think it's cute and you kind of go on. For me, I can actually have the conversation to go a little bit deeper than how most people use it as a cliche or just a way to be cute. And that's the reason why it hasn't really landed with the homies, because it's always used as some gimmick instead of really getting down to, to understanding how do you turn that culture into something that people can identify with. So if I were to say what's the play, certainly beyond the midterms. This is a mindset of really shifting, how do you control your community? For example, since this is a California audience,
Hmm.
you had SoFi, built in your community, built in Inglewood. I told the homies who, I talk about all the time, Clifford Spud Johnson from Center Park, was part
Right.
of the Wood family.
Right.
Why is it y'all don't have access to, I know that his cousin, Holly, shout out to her, he was hiring people for that position. But why isn't that Inglewood hasn't organized to make sure that you got jobs there, to make sure that you got contracts, to make sure that it's more than just niggas selling t-shirts outside for the Super Bowl? If you say you run a hood, it is beyond just running a hood from a standpoint of gangbanging. And I'm talking to the older G's that have, that's no longer active. And now they're trying to figure out, didn't see themselves living past 25. How now do they get involved and say the same way that I organize the hood, and created Inglewood family all over the country, where people thought it was so dope and so something they wanted to be a part of, that they literally created it all over the country. How can you do that in politics? It was Tupac's vision. When he talked about it, he said, you give me 10 years, I have a political party. So I've tried to really pick up on where he left off, which is why my movement is about concrete roots. It's deeper than grassroots. It's the concrete down to the streets, down to the hood, and really getting, a little bit deeper than those grass top conversations. And when I say grass top, that's what I mean. Those standard questions, marginalized Black people. When I'm talking to particularly this demographic, I'm not
Gotcha.
talking to just everybody Black. I'm talking about those that I know. How do we, and those that I'm familiar with, how can I get that militia mindset in politics is needed? We need people that don't have anything to lose. We need people that hold the line. We need gangbangers. We need all of that, because what we're seeing now in politics is just simply not going to cut it.
So we need the DP.
That's exactly what we need to do. And that's why I referred to CMAC when I was doing my interview with the Ghetto Boys, and I didn't get a chance to go deep into it, but I talk about you
Well, I
follow my,
hope you go deep into it today.
yeah. And I talk about, you follow my work. So I talk about DP all the time. What do you do to discipline those that are supposed to push the line? I talk about push the line politics until something happens. Push. Well, we all know that if you push the line, our Crips say press the line, push or press, that means that you have a responsibility to hold it down for the set. That means Democrats got a responsibility to hold it down for the set. Joe Manchin has a responsibility to hold it down for the set. When you do not do that and you go against your G like he did, President Biden, there should be a public discipline. And so when I referred to CMAC and the trend, the video trending of him going live after just getting disciplined and saying, hey, this is what it is. This one ain't no problem. I take a fade. I keep it moving. That is what I'm talking about when people tell me, why do you call out Joe Biden? Why do you call him? And first of all, for people listening, I'm independent. I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. But
True.
90% of Black people vote for the Democrat Party. So I talk to the Democrat Party because that's where my people are. And that's where we usually get the greatest return, as far as policy is concerned. Not that conservative policies don't benefit us, because a lot of them do, particularly when we talk about small business. But when we talk about where the work is going, who got our work? What is the trap house? The Democrat Party, because they got all of us, 90% of Black folks, lined up. So when you are not pushing the line, when you are not doing what it is you're supposed to do, I have said Joe Biden should be calling out Joe Manchin the same way a homie would with CMAC. You take that public discipline. It's not enough to do it behind the scenes. No hood, no set respects anybody that say, oh, yeah, I talked to him about it. No, we want to see that fade. Like, let's line up. Let's get that fade. Everybody got to know that there was some consequences and some repercussions for not doing what it is you're supposed to do. Folks in the comments that say, well, that's what's wrong with our community. They shouldn't be doing that anyway. It's not about that. I try to make sure, Mel, that people don't get focused on, they try to land on that and then try to have, it's what's called a whataboutism, and start talking about how we shouldn't be gangbang, we shouldn't be DP, we shouldn't be this, we shouldn't be that. Forget all of that. Take the concept of what I'm talking about and apply it to politics. Because
True.
if you get caught up in a conversation on should it be gangs and why the gangs start and they need to stop ganging and they hurting our community, sure, we can have that conversation. But that's not what I am talking about. I'm talking about the concept of what I understand from gang culture, letting people know that the American government is the most largest, resourceful, gang banging G's you could ever meet. Some of them are overt, straight up like Trump, and some of them are introvert where they hide their gangster shit, but they do it on the slide, which is now what we see what's happening with Putin and Vladimir. So my thing is not about preaching to folks why they shouldn't be in a gang, need to get out of gang. I'm trying to tell you, take that skill set that you got over there and let's apply it over here. And as you do those things,
have that same energy.
That's right. And you build more resources within the community where people will put down their guns, people will put down their flag, people will do something different if you give them an alternative. But the only way to the alternative is power. And we cannot continue to keep waiting on them and begging them. We got a gang bang at the ballot.
How does the Congressional Black Caucus? How do they serve us? Are they are they really necessary, or are they in the way from a Tamu and Kiwe perspective?
Well, it depends on who you ask. Uh, for me, if we talking about the gangbang culture, I mean, bottom line, it's in the way as far as I'm concerned. But
True.
it's not even really about them. I would ask you. So you come from the Crip side. When has Hoover ever worried about any other set? When
Yeah.
has neighborhood worried about any other set? When is 6-0? In other words, fuck what they doing. That's what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying. Take that same mindset. We don't need to worry about if they in the way. You just bang the way you need to bang, and you'll move them
Hmm.
out the way.
Hmm.
We get caught up in a lot of those conversations. What about the Republicans? What the Republicans doing? What about the CBC? What does it matter? What's neighborhood doing? What's Hoover doing? Hoover fight everybody. Crips and Bloods. They ain't never worried about what everybody doing and how they doing, and they in the way. They pushing they line. And that's why I tell people don't get caught up on worry about, because that mindset, that gang culture mindset, is exactly how they doing. No matter what you and I say today, the CBC still gonna be the CBC tomorrow. We're just talking. The question is, where's our CBC?
Hmm.
Where's our caucus? Where's our
Hmm.
militia?
Hmm.
It's about redirecting the conversation to that. Otherwise, we're just talking. Nobody does that when you banging on somebody.
True. Defund the police. Was that real, or was that a gimmick?
No, it was a real thing. It was a terrible slogan. I was talking about that tonight. I don't think they ever should have made the slogan defund the police, because they spent more time trying to explain what it meant than actually advocating for what it actually was. I don't know who came up with the slogan. I've asked many of my colleagues, like, who came up with the slogan? Because whoever came up with it, they just ran with it. Probably some white person somewhere. They always the ones in charge of shit like that. So the slogan name was terrible, because it was never about, taking officers off the street. It was about redirecting those funds to the community and allowing the community to be in charge of their own bag. So when Joe Biden said at the State of the Union address, oh, fund them, fund them, fund them. We need to have different types of organizations. And then on the back end, he said we want different type of organizations to come in to do mental health training, all of that. The key to that is, Mel, even though they say, hey, we're going to let these people come in and do mental health training and violence interrupters, the problem that we have with that is you're still asking the police to manage the budget. Who do that in the street? I don't need you managing my paper.
Nah.
Give me the work.
I count my money better than anybody I know.
That's right. So if we take it to the dope game, you give me the work and you tell me what you want me to bring back.
True.
You're not going to give me the work to tell me what to bring back. Then you're not giving me an opportunity. I love doing these meta analogies, by the way. You're
I
not
love
giving,
hearing them.
yeah, you're not giving me an opportunity to be able to flip the work, cut it up how I want, spread it out however I want, do whatever I want to do to make sure that it's working for me in my community. Let's just use this as a real dope game analogy. I love doing this because I like people to know I really know what I'm talking about. But so if I give you a
Oh,
key,
you definitely know what you're talking about.
if I give you a key, this is historical for those that listen. We got to make this a clip. I'm explaining defund the police using the dope game. So if I give you a key, and the whole point is take this key, make it work, bring me back what you're gonna bring me back. If you're gonna front it, bring me back this or buy it. It's not for you to tell me how I move with the work. I may cut it up, I may step on it, I may give it to somebody else, I may do it here or there or whatever it is. The point is, did you get paid? Now,
The
the only
objective. Yes. Yes.
correct. So our issue is either you're gonna give the community the work, meaning, let's use an example. Sylvia Nunn's Angels over there with Cynthia Nunn, the nonprofit in Compton.
That's the
If we
homegirl.
That's right. If we say we're gonna give you $250,000 a year, we're giving you the work. We have to trust that she knows how to manage that money because she understands the community best. People that are closest to the problem are closest to the solution.
She know what the needs are.
Correct. Why would I want the police to be in charge of the money they're giving me? We can automatically know there's going to be a trust factor. So I'm using it in very simple terms, but basically they want to bring people in on their side, who means they get to choose who comes in, they get to decide who gets paid, they get to administer all of that, instead of saying we're going to give it to a violence interrupter program so the homies can run this their way. We are going to hold them accountable. It's not like we just give you the money, hold them accountable. But if they're really interested in finding the problems to the solution, then you would connect with the community organizations that are already doing the work. So you're going to give me the work. You're either going to give me the key or you not. How I flip it, how I move it is not your concern.
I
The
love it.
only time that it is your concern in the dope man business is what? If you involve in too many people, because we know that if you involve in too many people, it's probably a conspiracy. Somebody going to go to jail. Well,
Somebody gonna go to jail.
That's right. But in this case, homie, is legal. So we don't have to worry about what is, this is actually legal hustling. And not only is it legal hustling, it actually benefits the community. So rather than somebody being on crack and abandoning their child and going to jail and getting 17 years, this is the work that we take back to do the work, and we heal souls. We bring them home to their family. They raise their family. They get the resources that they need. This is why this is my favorite demographic to talk to, because it is literally a flip on what we saw, what we know, particularly the older G's that were not expecting to live past 25. I'm talking directly to them, to you. Because everybody that I knew, they were 10 years older than me. I was messing with people I didn't have no business around, a bunch of older guys and girls. And they all told me, I don't expect to live past 25, 26. Now they're 50, 49, 51, 52, 53, sometime even older. Now, what do they do? What do they do with that skill set? Do we just write it off and say it's nothing else you can do? The little homies ain't really talking and listening like they used to. That protocol all the way messed up. So what is a way that we can get them to involve? Well, it's usually money. It's usually opportunity. If you can show them a different way, opposed to just saying, stop doing this, without showing them a different way, then we're talking in circles. And that's why on my poem, when I said,
Cynthia's in there now.
That's it. Huh?
I say Cynthia's in the chat right now.
Oh, hey, sis. I'm always talking about her. I done talked to her up like Candyman. So they know this. And they know that this is the key. So you have to ask, if there is actual data to show this works, why are they not doing it? And it's not just white folks, it's white supremacy, where black people in charge also fall under white supremacy tactics. On my poem that I did in 2015, I said it all started back in Rodney King. They had to take those real soldiers off the scene, locked them up, young brothers got bucked, and that's them that you see on the TV, and now they buck. Meaning, they knew exactly what they were doing, because that was the first time black people actually said, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to put down my rag. And I'm a Clifford Spud Johnson. I talk about it all the time. We got the video of them talking about Bloods and Crips coming together. This ain't made up. We got the
That's
video.
what we need to get right back to that head space.
That's exactly it. So when I tell people, I'm talking about my homies that was there for real. I'm not talking about people that was lost in the all way. We got the video. You can look at the video. From 1992, look at the man that I interviewed the other day. Look at him on 1992, saying this is what we need to do. We need to come together. We're gonna do it. We're not gonna do it. That man this is why I'm so passionate about mass incarceration. That same man that I met in 1994 got 15 and a half plus years under the mass incarceration, the crime bill that Joe Biden wrote and signed as a first time offender. So that's why I take it personal, because this ain't nobody I met on no campaign trail. I've been knowing this man since 1994.
He also agreed with Hillary Clinton on the super predators.
Absolutely. And I saw what he could have been. So when you show that you saw the video of him being a leader, sitting side by side with Crips, and you take him and you lock him up. And then even while he's locked up, he's still writing books and getting books in Walmart and Barnes and Noble and all over the country. And then he comes home and still the streets, nothing to do with him, still got him. This is why I'm passionate, Mel. This ain't people I met yesterday. This man saved my life as a teenager. You say, how do you juggle it? What do you mean how I juggle it? This is who I am. And shame on me if I get to any level or any life and forget how I got here. I don't know what the other commentators do, but for me, it ain't no juggling in it. I gotta be up. I gotta hold myself to the standard of the Most High.
Got you.
I know I went on,
Charleston, I
but
want to put this in
I was
there
on
too.
the road.
When it comes to Charleston White, how did he get to where he's at, and why was he allowed to do the things he did and say the things he did? It's almost like something is behind him that we just don't see and understand, but he continues to do it. What's your thoughts on that?
I can't say how he got to where he is or what he's done. I don't know him personally. I followed his work. I do say that a lot of his points, and the homies say he makes a lot of valid points. Um,
True.
I think he contradicts himself on a lot of things, but he also admits that he contradicts himself on a lot of things. One minute he'll say he's an activist, and the next minute he'll say, I'm not an activist, fuck niggas. And, he kind of go all over the place. But I think he's entertaining. I think people like watching him. I think that works in the YouTube space. I also think that he's very careful in who he sits down with. And I think, well, I know that, and because he understands the mindset of a gangbanger, because he was one, allegedly, what he said, because he understands the mindset, he knows that he knows that he can get you caught up on ego and want to debate
Okay.
and
Okay.
want to go back and
Because
forth.
most men are ego driven.
Correct. So because he knows that that's going to trigger whoever, he sits down with individuals.
She from Inglewood ball game. He asking what hood you from.
Yeah, he can sit down with people that he knows he can challenge in certain areas that they don't have a response. For example, asking people, well, when the last time you read a policy, a law? See, you can never ask me that.
No,
I actually got an answer, homie. You want
you
to go
do.
line by line?
You do.
Do you
You
want to
do.
go line by line? He can sit down and tell people, well, you don't know because I'm in politics. Yeah, homie, you can't really fuck with my record of politics from the state, the local, the federal. He can tell everybody else, oh, that's why I get big views on YouTube. I ain't on YouTube, homie. I'm on national TV in 55 million homes. I don't do views, I do ratings. It's a big difference. No disrespect to YouTube, because there's
No,
a
no,
lot
you
of
and you took time out to come bless my channel, and I
yeah, well,
appreciate you.
I'm just a regular homegirl. I'm not like him. I know he above y'all, but I'm not
Oh
like.
yeah,
I'm just telling you what I would tell him in case he, in case he would case him and I
yeah.
have down. That I'm not dissing YouTube at all. I'm telling you what he does to
Uh-huh.
minimize, to control the argument. You
Minimize it.
He
Yeah,
talks
yeah.
a lot about his views and all of that. And see, to me, you couldn't challenge me in that way because I deal with Nielsen ratings. So
You see that part?
it ain't about no views. It's about 55 million homes. It's about AT&T. It's about Dish Network. It's about, I'm on the best of the best, the top of the top, the number one cable news outlet in the world. And I debate the best of the best.
I,
I debate Steve Forbes. So what I see from him, I think he's very good in what he does. But what I see from a communication standpoint is he knows how to pick his opponent, which you should. Who want to go into the ring without knowing your favor to knock somebody out? It makes sense. So
so
I get it.
he lack impulse control, tonality, and phraseology when he's addressing our people or the Damu and Kiwe, and he uses words that he know is going to cut. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He know how to get that reaction, but in most cases where we should intellectually respond versus emotionally react, we get a lot of our Damu and Kiwe brothers. They get caught up in the emotions of it, and then then all bets are off at that point.
Right. And then it's even beyond that. Like I said, if you look at, he's very clear about, well, when's the last time even if he was with 85 South not too long ago, they not banging at all. And he was able to go back and forth
Yeah, I saw that.
with DC and say, well, when the last time, you read a law? Well, I didn't. I know people who do it. It's not even just the gangbangers. He's only going to sit in front of people that cannot compete in that level. And when I tell bro, y'all need to send the quiet storm and send somebody that can actually have oh no, I got it. Because that ego, you think you got it. And he knows more than most that he sits down with as far as the policy stuff. But there's a lot of stuff that he don't know. But if you're sitting down with somebody that don't know what to call you out on, you don't know what he don't know.
Right.
Because
Because
you're
he's
not
already
involved.
studied the people that he's going to talk to, so he
Yeah,
knows their weaknesses already.
absolutely. So he's good at what he does, but you ain't better than me, homie. And so if I ever had a conversation with him, it would need to be live, not edited. Live, IG, let's go round and round. And it's not a way of, trying to challenge him or tear him down. But I do want homies to know that you do have somebody that's in politics for real that really got love for you. You do have somebody that has worked on every level, not just in Texas, baby, not just local, on every level, that got love for the homies. So if anything, it's more or less, I want people to know I really do got love for you. I really do love black people. It ain't no fuck them and all that
No,
type of
that's genuine right there. That
yeah,
part is
I really
definitely
do.
genuine.
So that's more my concern with him is that people need to know that you have somebody that can articulate and also bring the resume. See, he can't come to me with the stuff he do with y'all. I got a house in Texas. So what, nigga? I got two. So what? I've been doing it. When you was in juvie, I had that. Oh, well, yeah, you got a record. He can't do that to me. I don't have no record. Everything that he does to minimize you guys, it don't work. It don't land on me. So he would actually have to have the conversation with me about policy. And that's the conversation you don't want to have.
I think at that point he would just walk out.
Yeah, and probably talk loud and talk over me and do all that. But that's cool. I talk loud too. See, that's where the hood come in. I talk loud too. So again, and he'll see this and say, oh, somebody trying to get views. Hey, homie, listen, straight up. Just today I was on BNC. I don't need no views by putting your name in there, whatever. I think he makes some valid points. And he's hilarious, by the way. I think he's hilarious. But you asked me the question. I do think he's very strategic in how he moves. And Mike Tyson gets in the ring when he know he can get a knockout. And he's usually sitting down with somebody where he know he can get a knockout. That's all.
Oh, awesome. So Black Lives Matter. Let's talk about Black Lives Matter. Good or bad?
I mean, it is what it is. It's an organization that was disorganized. The mission is important. It did what it knew the assignment on what it was supposed to do. But like anything else that blows up overnight, that goes from one, a vision of 2 or 3 people to a global organization.
They're having tax problems now.
Yeah, well, it's more than that. I mean, it's not even just tax problems. It's they never really organized the way they should. It blew up too fast. Chapters everywhere with no accountability. There was no structure. So just like in the game, because I love analogies.
Uh-huh.
If
Let's
you
get it.
Yeah, if you got a whole bunch of sets that blow up all over the country and there's no structure, that's why you see the type of gangbang. So, for example, it was a time where Bloods didn't kill other Bloods, and now they do. Well, why did they do that? Well, because of the lack of structure. A lot of the homies that would have kept the protocol, kept things in line, got locked up, got killed. So now you got other generations who are just running around doing whatever, no protocol. That's what happened with Black Lives Matter. So it basically blew up, no structure, no protocol, too much money coming in, no accountability. And so now we're having to tell people, listen, the phrase Black Lives Matter still matters, but the organization has nothing to do with that. But of course, white supremacy is going to connect the two because they basically gave them the opportunity to do it by fucking up, to be quite honest with you. So that's where I stand on that.
Awesome. So what in 2020, it's 2022, right? What will our culture look like in 5 more years? I mean, it's a hypothetical, I know, but based on what you're seeing now and how we move in, and I'm talking about in regards to the Damu and Kiwe experience.
Yeah, I think there's no thing to it. Niggas is waking up. That's just all it is to it. I've been preaching this vision forever. I wouldn't have never thought it was 10 years ago when I said I was gonna mix hip hop and politics. I remember Representative Antone in Florida said I was wasting my time and ain't no way you can do it. They don't want to hear. And that's why being on the Ghetto Boys is so important to me. Being on Fox or MSNBC or CNN, that's cool. But being with the Ghetto Boys last week was really important because it doesn't get more hip hop than that. You know, Scarface is literally on most people's top 10 or top 25 or at least top 50 rapper. So to sit down with him and to get to chop it up with them about politics, to do these analogies and metaphors that I'm using, that to me was really God speaking, saying, yeah, I keep my word. And it was 10 years ago when I said it, literally. And 10 means complete. It means see those enemies no more. That's why Pharaoh had 10 plagues. That's why there's 10 commandments in the Bible. That's why you look at anything that has to do with 10, it is always complete. So for me personally, this is the year of completion of the vision of the things that I've asked for, that I prayed for, that I saw when other people could not see. And so I know because the G's live longer than what they intended, then it's people like you, it's people like Big Sis watching, Cynthia, that is going to turn these things around. And so we just have to continue to stay down like you stayed down with everything else. And we ain't trying to change everybody, and everybody ain't got to be on board. I tell people that all the time. When you was back active, was you begging niggas to sign up or not? No. Either you with it or you're not with it. Because when you're begging people to sign up to be a part of something they don't want to be a part of, what happens? They get somebody killed or they get killed because they ain't ready. So as an older homie, have you ever put a strap in somebody's hand that wasn't ready? Have you ever gave somebody work that wasn't ready? It's the same thing with politics. Stop begging these niggas to get it. They get it, they get it, they don't, they don't. Take 5, take 10, and push the line. Don't worry about it. They'll follow you through your leadership.
True.
If hoods were set up all over the country without ever knowing anybody from the big turf, then why you don't think they can do the same? In the Midwest, my neighborhood, North Highlands, Piru neighborhood. How y'all carrying? Everybody say, how you claiming Piru? Y'all don't even live in California. You see what I'm saying? So how is it that you were able to do that? The leadership crossed over 1,500 miles. So then when the real homies came down, I met the homies from the big turf for real. Wow, they take me to the street and I actually can see Inglewood and I can see the streets that I'm hearing niggas claim. Now it become real for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's the leadership. And the same leadership that you have is the same leadership that you can bring into this conversation. And going back to Charleston, he may not realize it, but the Lord is using you. He is using him. You know why? Because we wouldn't be having this conversation. Well, we did before he came on the scene, but I'm using, he's going around having a lot of conversation about gangbanging. And although it's pissing a lot of people off, it is creating a necessary conversation. And it's giving me an opportunity to see people that I didn't know, like S-Bone, like Bandana Rag. Niggas I ain't met, but because I seen them going back and forth.
Right.
Saying, hey, homie, we know it's fucked up. We trying to do the best we could do. Man, I immediately reached out. Hey, what's that? How can I help? What
Yeah,
can I
you had me and Bandana on the phone immediately.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So guess what, Charleston? You doing the Lord's work, baby. You just don't know it.
Yeah.
You just don't know it. So continue to clown, continue to do whatever you're doing, because people like me watching and I'm hearing and I'm picking up the phone and I'm saying, hey, S-Bone, keep on being positive, baby. Don't worry about what they saying. Keep being positive. And because I actually can point to something to say, I'm telling you this works. Look at how it's done for me. Don't worry about trying to be no clown for no views, because that only lasts for so long. In fact, it was a clip where Charleston said he was infatuated by the clown as a kid. I got the clip. So if somebody is infatuated by the clown and they clowning all the time, that's cool. That only lasts so long in the game of commentary. What substantive lasts. That's what stay in the game. So I tell people like S-Bone, keep on doing what you're doing. Keep doing what the right thing to do. Don't worry about, well, I got to get people ain't views. I don't get enough views. Don't worry about that. If you're doing it for the views and you're doing it for the wrong reason, you wasn't banging for the views. So why are you doing it for the views now? Just bang, nigga, they'll come.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at, because it's the lone wolf that's going to die in the winter, but the pack going to survive all 4 seasons. And that's why
right.
What you're saying make this a world of sense to me, you know what I mean? Because we're in a time where we need each other. We need to pull together. Simple. And
But
the
he said,
ones that
"We
don't
on the
want to
week.
come, when they
We just
see us
want to
doing what we doing, they gonna
be."
follow.
That's it. And whoever don't, fuck them. Like we
Yeah,
gotta
we got
people.
to go Nat Turner on them.
Yeah, that's it. People. That's what I'm saying. People say Moses. That's why Moses never made it to the promised land because he kept begging and begging and begging. He stayed in the wilderness for 40 years longer than he had to because God kept telling him, "I've already freed these people. You the one wasting your time. Keep proving it over and over." He told him not to hit the rock. Told him stop doing miracles. Moses didn't listen. So because Moses didn't listen, he had to watch everybody go over to the promised land. Joshua went over to the promised land. Joshua is the new generation going over. Stop spending time on niggas who want to be slaves. Let them be slaves. I'm not saying don't invest and don't have conversations because it takes more than one time. But the idea is not we all. I always say, who is this we you talking about? We only need an army of 300 like Gideon's army. We don't need no whole bunch of people pushing no line. You niggas in start pushing no line with no whole bunch when you started Pyru, when you started Hoover, when you started neighborhood. Wasn't no whole bunch then. So what's the difference now? It ain't no difference. Same structure.
In the words of Scarface, if you ain't at peace with God, then you need to patch it up.
Yeah, literally the same structure. When you talk about the governor being the OG, when you talk about the state senator being the YG, when you talk about the state representative being the BG, then it
See,
starts.
look how you break that down.
Yeah,
Break that down for it. Break it down.
then it starts all the way over when you start with the mayor. Same thing. OG, city commissioner, YG, well, county commissioner, YG, city commissioner, BG. The structure is literally the same. Literally. From colors to even power. Literally the same.
So, but right wing, left wing, both belong to the same bird, right?
Right. But at the end of the day, Crips and Blood both belong to black people, but one carry they rag on the left, which is Crips.
Right.
Democrats are what? Blue. And they
Right.
carry, and they're on the left.
Right.
No coincidence. Republicans, red. They represent the right side.
Right.
The homies put their flag on the right side.
Right.
The game is laid out here for you. Be bipartisan.
Right. It's already structured.
That's
You
it.
just
It's
got to know how
literally
to follow it.
And the votes is the work. I tell people the votes is the work. That's the precinct, the work. How do you move to work? Muscle and hustle in your hood. Your votes is the work, nigga. That's the trap. That's the keys. How we moving this through? Anytime you say I negotiate with somebody on whatever it is, making sure you get a return for your money. Making sure California had the best of the best in the 90s. You can get it for 10, get it for 5. Take it out of town, flip it 3-4 times.
And you sure know the prices.
I know, man. Please, I tell people I was around this. I was around it. So, same thing.
Right.
You flip it. That's why when Willie D talking about, I didn't know they was doing that in Oklahoma. I don't know what the hell you talking about. The dope game was strong in the Midwest. You didn't hear what Ice Cube talked about on Vacation Day?
For gangbangers, professional crack slangers, stepped off the plane.
Please. And you could travel with it too, man. Please, they was flipping that shit 4, 5, 6 times over from with Cali prices. That's exactly how you should be doing your vote. It's the same thing. It's the trap. Look at it that way. When I tell niggas that, okay, then they say, and I tell people, I don't say that because I think that's the only thing you understand. A lot of times with a lot of homies, you say that like that's the only thing I understand. They get offended like I think they dumb. No, I'm not saying that because I think that's the only thing you understand. I'm saying it because I want you to know that it's literally exactly like what you've been doing. And as an adult educator, I have a master's in adult education. It's all about getting people to click, what's the closest thing familiar to them. And that's how people, get it. Like when I explain electoral college or when I explain, how districts are made. And, people, when you hear words like redistricting, and I tell people that's the same as how you divide up territories, on who runs what. And what are you dividing territories up for? You're protecting neighborhoods for money and power. Same thing with redistricting.
So therefore, we should be more focused on our local politics.
That's exactly
because
it.
that's where we at.
That's exactly it.
Because if we control our local politics, we control the resources, we control property taxes, we control the police department. We get to say who's in there and who's out.
Correct. But you still want to be tapped in. So going back to the gangbang.
Shout out to Big Gay Cop.
I can say, well, I'm just going to control my neighborhood, but you still got to get work from somebody else. That's where the federal level come in. So you still control your neighborhood, but I still got to get with the homies in the big town. Like I need to know somebody in California, somebody got to bring that work. I need to know somebody in Mexico. So although yes, you want to focus on your local politics, you still have a connect. That's why it's called a connect. So it is infiltrating every level of the game. The same way you infiltrate every level of gang banging, you infiltrate every level of the dope game. You should be infiltrating every level of politics, literally the same way.
Those who had a vision can see us through. That's why we're speaking with you today.
Uh, just trying to
It's
do what
awesome.
I was called to do.
And you know what? I bet you was a beast in playing the dozens in the schoolyard because you
Oh
just do
yeah,
it so well.
oh yeah, I do it now. You know, I play the dozens now when I go live. I talk
I
about
know, I know,
daddy and
because I see some of the faces of some of the political pundits when you're debating them. Oh, they be stuck. I'll be like,
yeah,
wow, she nailed it. Yeah,
yeah.
that's awesome though.
It's a gift and a curse.
It's a gift and a curse.
Mm-hmm. Because
You
sometimes
got
the has got me in trouble a lot, but it's been a blessing way more than it's been. I won't say it's a gift and a curse. Let me correct that. That was a cliche. It is absolutely a gift.
thank you.
Yeah.
Because we definitely appreciate you. I mean, we're blessed to hear you right now and just lay out this analogy and then place it on the blue and red, right, the left to right, and all that assessment lines up perfectly because it's spot on. Because you got the blue is for the Democrats and the red is for the Republicans, and it just you can't put it no better than that. You know,
Mm.
when you take a look at it. Cynthia's saying hello in the chat, and you got people asking for dates in the chat too.
Hey, hey, you know I like to see. But you got a bad angle. They can't even see like the whole. So they got to go look at the page so they can see what I'm on. Your camera shot don't have my full.
Oh shucks.
You gotta
Hey,
go.
but I bet you if they
You know I like the cheese.
I bet you if they go to your IG, they're gonna see what they need to see.
They definitely go see what they need to see. Willie D brought that up to me. What's up with you and your pictures? Man, I'm a woman. A lot of people can compare me to Sister Soldier, which is an honor. And I should have made that clear when I kept referring to her on the show because I did not, when I kept saying people think you like Sister Soldier and I'm not. And I should have been very clear that it is an honor to be compared to to her as articulate as she is and how she put it down and homage to her. But what I meant by that is, everybody, is well, I won't say everybody, I'll just say me. I embrace my femininity. I embrace being a woman and all things that got to do with being a woman. And you really can be both. You can still, be smart and still, be a woman too. So I appreciate the love.
Definitely, definitely. Because I seen you out with the girls. I seen you out you know
You be
having
peeping.
a cocktail out. Cocktail night and all that. I'm like, look at that. Look at that.
You should have seen me 20 years ago, honey. But by this summer, I'm gonna be ready. I'm going back. I may not get all the way back to but I'm on my way back. The last 5 or 6 years, I gained more weight than I'd ever had in my life. And so I'm just so excited. It's been a 3-year journey getting back to the old me. I tell people it's not a new me, this is actually the old me. So I'm getting back to that. And all of that had to do with, just stress and dealing with life and trying to adjust and still push. And that's why I'm so passionate about things I talk about, because I know what it means, to not have to start over, to nobody put me in the game, not my mama, my daddy, my family. I didn't grow up in this. I really got it out the mud for real. And it's no
Out the
disrespect.
mud.
Yeah, it's no disrespect to people that do what I do that were blessed to have opportunities. I just didn't. And so it gives me a different level of respect.
If you were ever to be a part of the political system, where would you see yourself at?
I'm already a part of the political system.
No, what I'm saying specifically as a governor or
I don't see
something.
myself. I wouldn't see myself as that. That's not made for me. Um,
Hmm.
that run for office, they need to, and I train, I am an operative. So I train folks how to run. I teach them how to run. I teach them how to do their message. I teach their interviews. I'm an operative. I'm a strategist. I'm a rainmaker. I do this.
That's
So
what I like. I like that term, rainmaker.
yeah, it is no see myself as that because that's not my personality. And when I did do it, I did it for like 3 months and I said that ain't for me. It's not that I can't do it because I got the top game to do it. So it's not hard to do.
I,
But
yeah,
but
I asked Cynthia to run for the mayor of Compton.
yeah, why not? Fuck it. I told her too. Why
Yeah,
not?
and I don't know why she keep playing.
Yeah, you ain't got
Stop
nothing to
playing,
lose.
Cynthia.
Sometimes Trump ran, didn't think at all he would win, and he won.
Uh-huh.
Even see, running for office is not always about, well, I don't think I can win, or I don't think whatever. It's about leveraging power. So even if you run and you get 1,000 votes, 2,000 votes, though that is now, remember what I said is work. Now you got work. Now
Uh-huh.
you got 1,000 people behind you that allows you an opportunity. Most people that run and they don't get it, the person that wins brings them on a board or asks them to be a part of some type of committee, engages them in the process because now they know they got firepower, just like in the streets. Now they know they got firepower. So I'd rather you be with me than against me. So running is not just about, well, I don't think I could win. It's now saying, hey, I represent 2,000 plus people, and they're asking me to push this line on XYZ. You have direct access now to get the grants that you need, to get the funding that you need. People have to look at running that way. And sometimes you might just win. But it's more important to run and to get leverage and disrupt than it ever will be going after that title, because that title brings a whole nother set of problems. But you can be just as influential without the pressure of the title just by running a strong campaign.
When you look at the Damu and the Kiwi, they really, really, really unbothered by this war thing, but yet black people in general seems to be overly concerned with it. But the Damu and Kiwi, they not even they unbothered by it.
I
What's
don't
your
think a lot
thoughts?
of black people are concerned, to be honest with you. I mean, black people this just ain't the time. Normally, America's very compassionate. I'm a veteran, and normally people are very compassionate, but people just hurting, period. So I think you might see black talking heads on TV be concerned,
There
but
you go.
the average Joe, whether that
They
be
don't care.
the homies or not, they kind of like, I mean, it is what it is. What's gonna happen right here in America? And it's not that we don't understand. You heard me talk about it on TV. It's not that we don't understand the gravity of it. It's not that we don't care. It's not that we don't understand that some shit can pop off here. But right now, people are concerned. Do I have enough gas to get to work?
True.
Am I recovering from COVID? What about my family? What about my mama and my kids and all of those things? That's what's at the forefront of people's minds, self-preservation. So the timing of this is very different than previous generations where people, previous war time where people might have been hurting, but not right now, because we're having to fight so hard to get the things we want now. When you look at California, highest level of homelessness in the country, majority of people homeless are black. So anybody black in California with gas damn near going to $7 a gallon, why would they care at all about what's going on around 55,000 miles away? It don't make sense. The math don't math. So I think that affects all black people. But the streets have always been disengaged, like I said in the beginning, because they don't see themselves in the process at all. They like, fuck the government. They ain't never been my friend. They never will. But even your regular black folk, quote unquote, that's not street, they really ain't talking a lot about this Ukraine too. They sending prayers and thoughts and all of that, but it's not at the top of their mind. Not at the top of their mind.
I saw this one, and I'm gonna call him a Negro because he need to grow. He had packed up, suited up, and talking about he going to Ukraine to fight. I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't know what side of the bed you woke up on this morning, but brother, what happened to you? How you get in that headspace? But it's all kinds, though.
And
Right?
somebody said you don't cuss, and I'm cussing. So does that offend you that I use
No,
those words? Okay.
no, no, no. That's just my thing.
I like cussing every now and then, and it's not because I can't find other words. I just like it. It feels good. It feels like honey
No,
on my tongue.
listen, Tezlyn, I know you got words. Your vocabulary it's extensive, so that's not the problem there. No, no, you're very passionate about what you believe and say. So I mean, sometimes you have to follow in like that, especially when you're dealing with our people. Sometimes they they need that in order to to build that fire or get that robust.
Well,
Just get it
The
going.
Bible said He's going to send people to speak many languages, and cussing is one of them. And I speak it well.
Oh. Yeah, so where we stand at this point? What's your next venture? Where do you want to be? What do you want to get into?
I'm really right now. I'm working on. I'm constantly training, offering free training. I'm hoping to get some good news on. I was planning on touring this year, to in some in person training, but I just really had to think about that. I want to put that type of money out on my own, which would be $30,000, $50,000, because I can't see charging people. Although I've been to the top training organizations in the country. I went to CBC. A congresswoman had to send me there. That's the only way they let you in the training. I've been to Yale Law School, Campaign School for Women. I've been to Emily's List, Ruthless, White House Project, Go Run Lead, all the top campaign training schools. I've been a trainer for many progressive PCCC, which is Senator Warner's group. And there has yet to be a training that is like mine, where I really bring different demographics together and really get people to understand the role they can play. And so I'm hoping that we're able to do that at least one in person this year. If not, I'm going to continue to do them online. But that's the goal. Other than that, I'm busy. I don't have to necessarily have a next
You're
venture.
always
I'm,
busy,
I'm very busy.
and you say, "Don't waste my time."
Yeah, always busy. But
So
I'm
with
always,
training,
working
so
on
you
the
say
thing.
training, right? What would you be training people to run for political office, or training to be in this space, or in to survive in this time? What type of training are we talking
Yeah,
about?
the training is boots on the ground. It's black boots on the ground. It's literally building an army. It could be a candidate, an operative. An operative means you work on somebody's campaign, or it could be an organizer. An organizer is just organizing your community around an issue. It doesn't necessarily have to be for a candidate, but how do you organize, around something that matters to you? So that type of training does all three. It might just be somebody on social media that just want to be a troll, and I'm trying to teach you how to be the best troll you can be. Like, there's a real way to be a troll, so
True,
it's whatever you want to do to make change. This particular training covers that. It doesn't go in as much detail as I want. It's a one day training, but at least taps on a lot of areas that you can kind of pick up and go from there. And then I offer continuing training that goes a little bit deeper, and certain subjects that people need a little bit more explanation on.
well, please keep me informed. Keep me in that space. If you got space for me or anything, I
Always.
would love to be part of that. But also, tell us about your podcast. So for those who don't know, where they can find you.
Yeah, Straight Shot No Chaser podcast. Shout out to Charlemagne. Charlemagne started the Black Effect Podcast Network. We're 2 years in. It is the first. Now they've gotten a couple of others out there, but definitely the first. And certainly the first with iHeartRadio, which is the largest audio platform in the world, where he was able to get a deal with them that just focused on Black content. And so it's really important because I have complete control of my show. Everything that I say, nobody's editing, nobody, whatever, any topic I want to deal with, I deal with. I ask people to subscribe. It's so important because this work that I do is really hard. Most of the shows, I tell people all the time, podcast listeners are 70% white, and information is hard to push. That's why, a lot of some of S-Bone or you or whatever get frustrated. Like, man, I'll be watching. This work is hard. If I talked about entertainment or talked about sex, it's easy. The numbers will go up because, you've heard me talk about sex
True.
on my show. I talk about sex better than anybody. I got a strong sex game talk. So the
Hmm.
numbers can go way up. But doing this information stuff is hard. I got to work harder than everybody else. So even when people just subscribe, it does me a favor because they get to see, that we have some people, that subscribe. But the show's doing really well. I hope to get
Great.
really well last year, my first year, almost got 1 million. downloads. And so I'm pushing.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm pushing for that. And just subscribe to me. Straight Shot No Chaser. Anywhere you get your
Straight
podcast.
shot, no chaser. You know, you absolutely correct. Because when I talk about straight gang banging, the shoot 'em up, the rah rah, the hand gods, numbers go
Yep.
when I'm doing information. But I prefer information because information is vital. It's
Yeah.
important. We got to have the information because we don't know how to open the door without information.
Yeah, you just mix it in.
Uh
You
huh.
just like I tell people, some men may come to my page looking at my cleavage, but you're gonna stick around and get this pillow talk too on this politics. So it's just little pillow talk, little pillow up here, little pillow up here, whatever it is. I got your mind all the way covered, good head game. So you just
You
gotta
got a
mix.
cookbook, Taz?
No, but I need to. I'll be really be cooking, don't I? I'll be doing my little videos and all of that. I
Uh huh.
enjoy
Uh
cooking.
huh. That's why I asked you, do you got a cookbook?
No, I don't. But I got a fiction book though. It's on Amazon called Kitty's Litter, and it actually talks about politics, passion, and it talks about sex. It talks about politics. It has some drama, and it's on Amazon. So I do have that. I got a book.
What's a man look like to capture what captures your heart? What did that man look like?
Um, it's probably the type of guy that I've been with my entire life that should not be capturing my attention. That's interesting you said that because you know what I realized, and I've always had a man, by the way. I was married 13 years, and then after that relationship for over 10 years plus. I really, when I think about how I got ruined by California men so young, I tell them all the time, "You really ruined me," because it's a
A
certain
certain
way,
light,
it's
certain
a certain
swagger,
way
bro.
California men move, and like I I talk about this a lot. Like that's a good question. What people now see as toxic masculinity and all that, like that's all I've known. So when you've had an opportunity to be around those type of men so young and so impressionable, that now to try to date or meet, with anybody outside of that element, it's very different. I'm used to aggression. I'm used to, confidence. I'm used to, and California men just move different. They just do. You walk different, you stand different, you talk
You got
different.
every man in California right now smiling
I
from ear
mean,
to
that's
ear.
what it is. Well, I
I
mean, you
know.
gotta really, I mean, I'm telling a true story.
Right.
My
No, I
boyfriend,
heard you say this before. So
yeah,
in not in quite in those terms, but I know what you're saying.
yeah. I mean, so think about being in the 10th grade. Literally how young I was. I think about my daughter's in the 9th grade. I be saying to myself, man, I can't imagine shit her doing what I was doing in the 10th and 11th grade. I met Big E.T., rest in peace, Big E.T. from Anthers Park, from Center Park, who's buried in Inglewood Cemetery right now. I met this man when he was running from the feds at 16.
Uh,
So you have to imagine like what that is for a young girl. This is when Minister Society it hadn't just came out with about a year out or so. So imagine how powerful that was to me to pull up, and I mean literally the walk, the talk. It was like he came from a movie screen.
uh-huh.
Like he literally just came out and it was bigger than life to me. So when you've been around somebody like that at such a young age, that is what manhood was to me. And
Hmm.
honestly, as we look at things now, we got a lot of that wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, let's keep it real.
Keep it
Shot,
100. Keep it a band.
hey, he's been shot 11 times. Last time he got shot was about 6 times. He was ended up paralyzed. He ended up passing from cancer. In fact, rest in peace to him. His funeral that we had in 2018 was just 2 days ago. I just right before this call, I was like, "Oh, this is the day we buried ET." So, but that man taught me so much about the game, and I talk about him in my book, Kitty's Litter. I made him a character. He
Hmm.
taught me like what it means to really be 10 toes down, and what it means to say what you mean and mean what you say. And I seen how he moved. I seen the respect that he had and that he was able to garner. And he was a lot older than me, and it was just I just got exposed to a lot so early. So after being with him all that time and then getting married so young, and then after my divorce and coming back out to, you know, regular guys in my space now, I don't.
Yeah, you looking for that, but
It's
you
like a
can't.
fish out of
Yeah,
water. It literally, you know, it doesn't. It just, I don't know. So I just, you know, it is what it is.
yeah, because I definitely couldn't see you with a canard.
You know, it's crazy. Oh, I had a guy that loved me. Actually, the seventh grade, his name was Kennard, but he was a blood too. So,
All right.
like, literally, it's sad. Every year in my ninth grade year, I was with Willie from 60s. I was with the Crips in the ninth grade. Then after that, the blood took me in the 10th grade and it was over with. So I've been on that side ever since.
I love it. I love it.
I tried y'all first, but y'all wasn't acting right.
Yeah, we weren't acting right, huh?
Yeah, well, take that back. My husband that I actually married, he was a sympathizer for 30s Crip. So he wasn't really putting in no work, but he was a sympathizer Crip. So I did marry the Crip. But then after that, I went back to the blood. So
Okay, got
I'm
you,
a
got you,
transformer when it comes to I do.
got you.
I might like a Crip, I might like a blood. It just depends.
Shout out to David Cox in there from Fruit Town. He's in the chat.
Yeah.
That's my guy, Big Ducky's brother. But well, Taz, I don't want to keep you too long because I know you're such a busy person. Your personality, and you on Fox, you on MSNBC, CNN, and what's the number? N-
BNC,
BNC. Okay,
Black News
you
Channel.
on all these news networks, and you be you being man. I don't know how they. I don't even know how they sit in the room with you after you shoot you. The
Oh,
way you
I
be
appreciate you
barbecuing.
saying that. No, I'm just a home girl. That's it.
I
Just
know, but you keep the barbecue grill going too,
I
though.
appreciate it. No, I really appreciate it. You know, I truly am just a home girl, and
You know, we stand behind you 100%. We're watching you. We watching you grow. We watching you do what you do, and you're definitely teaching us. You know, I take from you. You know, I look at what you do, and then I bring it into what I do. You
I
know, so
appreciate that. I appreciate that, and I learn from you as well. And that's what we can never be. You know, we can't know everything. You know, we have to always be open to grow and learn and have conversations. And anytime you want me to come and chop it up, it doesn't matter to me how many people watching and what, that don't matter to me. I'm always pay homage, and always, because the simple fact that you're just, trying to do something different in the game. And I know your life and where you've come from, and you're not even supposed to be here, literally.
right.
Who am I to not, you know,
Yeah, because
offer my.
I'm a survivor of police brutality. You know, they try to take me out, but I'm here. I'm here doing what I'm supposed to do. You
Well,
know.
they try to take you out on a whole bunch of levels, not just police brutality, your whole
Yeah.
life, period. You know,
Right.
on my poem on DNA Twisted, when I say they should have killed me when you had the chance. So now you do, because I'm taking them to the promised land. Write
That's
down
it.
my vision in the sand like Jesus did with spit. And I make the enemy ill real sick. Perform exorcisms, shaking fits. Forget 5-star. I'm a 9-planet universal chick. And the sun is the light of mine. And I promise I'll never deny the divine. Just look at my name closely and you will see a sign. It begins with the letter T. T like the cross. And he gave me this rhyme and said, do this in remembrance of me. So,
I love it. The
yeah.
9-planet universal chick.
You know what
See?
that means? A life path? Do you know what your life path is?
No, explain it.
Yeah, life path. So when I said that, a lot of people, they like, wow, they would say 5-star chick. So I encourage everybody, Google your life path number and see what your life path is. And it's not like, Bible, you got to go by, but it's very interesting. If people get into zodiacs,
I'm
you're
gonna
like,
look at
oh, I
that.
can tell this a Cancer or this a Gemini. Life path is your spiritual numerology, which I believe the Bible is very clear. Whatever your religion is, numbers has everything to do with everything.
Mhm.
That's why we have a certain amount of books of the Bible. And like I mentioned earlier, 10 commandments, 7 means also spiritual completion. That's why you have 5 loaves of bread, 2 fish. So I believe in numerology. That's how I've always had things lead me to understanding which way to go. And so life path, Google, what is my life path? And it's a calculator and it gives you what your life path is. So I am a life path 9. And a life path 9 is at the highest order. You have 11, but 9 is because we literally have 9 planets. And so my gift is to speak to every walk of life. That's why I say I'm a non-planet universal chick.
Now,
So
I ain't playing a universal stick.
if you Google life path, you'll see and you'll say, wow, that's her personality. You're walking in a spiritual form and high discernment, and you're here to serve humanity. And as you serve humanity, there's sacrifices that you have to make, which means you may not be able, like when you talk about what type of man or relationships may not work. It may not, because I'm here to serve a higher purpose. And so life path is very centered in that. And I focus on Kabbalah, and which is a Jewish
The cabal.
yeah, they helped me out a lot through my toughest time. I'm not Jewish, but I really believe in the spiritual and the energy, and really, trying to make sure how I move, because I didn't have mentors and I didn't have people who told me how to move in this space. So I had to go by my discernment and wisdom. So that's a good one to look up, life path.
Life path. I'm definitely gonna look it up. You got me going now.
And tell me what your life path is when you look it up.
I will. I will definitely tell you. Well, I appreciate you. I love you, and we will definitely would like to see you back and explain this thing because you broke it down for us. I know
Well,
I'm gonna get a lot of questions afterwards, but I'll be in touch with you and enjoy the rest of your evening.
hey,
And we
no
love
worries,
you.
honey. I'm just glad to be here with you. Shout out to you in California, and California love always from me, your girl Tezlyn Figaro. Thank you so much. I always tell people, use a loser, can't make you choose it. If you decide to choose it, please follow me at Tezlyn Figaro. It's the same everywhere. I am the same everywhere, whether I'm talking to you or I'm on TV. I'm the same Tezlyn. My name is spelled TEZLYNFIGARO. And look me up on Instagram and follow me.
That part.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Take care. Bye bye. Shout out to the Mailroom Nation. Shout out to the Mailroom Go. Tezlyn Figueroa. She's a fireball, you guys. I mean, she brings the heat. So, question time, right? Let's get it on. Where we at? Mike Marks, Yashua, Marlena, where we at? Where we at? Cynthia Nunn. Ball game wanted a date. Ball game wanted a date. Real Inglewood, what's good with you, boy? E Money, what's happening, man? Dave Cox, what's up, my guy? We got any questions? Man, what's up? What's up, Fresh? Fresh out, out the skillet. Man, but did she break down that Damu and Kiwi thing, that blue and red, from a political aspect, from a political perspective? She was real swift with that. Didn't skip a beat. What's up with you, bro? What's good in Inglewood? Inglewood, always up to no good. Yeah, she's out that Inglewood tribe, believe it or not. So she's spending a lot of time over there. You know what I mean? They got a great deal of love for her over there. Anytime she's around, I'm gonna pull up. I don't care who she with. I'm pulling up. And smash that like button, man. Listen, guys, it don't take but 2 seconds. Not even that, to smash the thumbs up. Smash that like, give me that view, you know, drop a comment down below. Cause this thing gonna feel like the first and the 15th, cause it's dope. I find the dopest people who do some of the dopest things that talk about some of the dopest issues. Don't underestimate Professor Melly Mail on the people I can reach out to and go get and bring them to the platform. That's what I do. You know what I mean? Because, like I say, I'm a communicator. So me and Taz, we've been, going back and forth. You know what I mean? Some things we agree on, some things we dis, but we never fall out with one another because I believe in what she's doing and she believes in what I'm doing. I think both parts are very vital. Both parts. Oh, send the link. Okay. Oh, hold on, ball game. Hold on. Let me get a link. 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 Let me get a link, ball game. Give me a second. There you go, bro. Yeah, she's an amazing woman. You know, she didn't hold back. She told y'all what kind of man she like. Oh man, I know y'all ready. Y'all better start getting y'all letters together. Get y'all ends up. Get y'all friends together. Get y'all vines. We used to call them vines back in the day. Put them vines on and get suited, booted, out of the tie. What's good with you? I just dropped the link in there, ball game. I think ball game, man. Ball game was ready to propose. Rodney Scott, man. Man, right on, Rodney Scott. I appreciate you, man, for that donation too, man. No problem, bro. Hit that like button, bro. Please. It helps. And here we go. We got the ball game. We got the ball game. Oh shucks. My bad, ball game. There you go. Add to the stream. Okay, ball game. What's good?
Hey man, hey, check this out, man. As always, man, very compelling interview with that sister, man. And and like I said, you called me this morning, we talked about it, and like I said, man, you just keep doing what you're doing, Melly, because the your platform and just everything about what you're doing to try to get the information out to us as Black people, man. Right now you're starting to be a really compelling pioneer in this, and you keep it smashing, big homie. It's just going to get bigger, you dig, and better, and your platform, yeah, man. Your platform is very, very influential. You know what I
My
mean? And it's just,
platform works because you guys continue to come and show up and be a part of it. All you guys, Marlena Williams, Postmaster General. We got Mike Mars. We got E Money, man. On the management side, we got yourself. And, you know, I'm talking about these are the behind the scene people that's working, in concert, and Cynthia Nunn, who I can always go to. Cynthia's always got something going. You know what I mean? And we talk from time to time. About different issues that's going on. And I'm serious about when I say I want Cynthia to run for the mayor of Compton. I think she would benefit a great deal, and the city would be a benefit a great deal for her being in that role because she
and
already knows, what the city needs and where she know where the city is sick at. You know what I mean? She knows.
and the sister was saying, about strategizing and putting yourself in a position where you can shake up some politicians. Even if Cynthia didn't win, I think that she could win. I really do believe that she
I
can
know
really
she can
make
win
it.
because we get Tezlyn on it. We could get
Yeah,
Tezlyn.
yeah,
Tezlyn
yeah,
to come in and teach her the game and show her just how to do it and everything, and it'll happen. Cynthia, it'll
I
happen.
believe it.
All you got to
I
do is
believe
go sign up for it, put your name down there, and we'll talk to Taz. You'll talk to Taz, and we get everybody, and she'll get in. She'll get in on it. I'm telling you, she is a beast with this stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
seen I seen her
and
on again Fox. I seen her on CNN, MSNBC, and the BNC. Right. I see her on all these news, and she laughed when I talked about the Kennard. Kennard is a black brother that be on there, and he be trying. He's an actual
so,
Republican. He's a conservative, and
hey,
he be
hold on. You said Kennard. The brother's name is Denard Paris.
Kennard. Yeah, Kennard. There you go. That brother, man, hey, she be whooping his butt, man.
He be tearing his ass up, and and the brother, and he's with his soft voice, he still be talking his shit. I be want to slap the
Man,
shit out of him through the TV,
just
man.
whooping
You
him,
know,
man.
yeah. You know who else be tearing his ass up is the other sister, the light skinned sister. What is the
Tiffany,
sister's name?
Tiffany Cross.
Her too, but no, the other sister, Angela. What's her name? No, God dang it, it's right on the tip of my tongue. The sister, man, she be on CNN as well, man, and she on my Instagram. She be hitting me every once. What is her name? No, Melly. She be on there with Don Lemon sometime. The sister's name. No, she real cool with Charlemagne. Her and Charlemagne is real tight.
Okay.
Her and Charlemagne is real tight, and every once in a while, she'll hit me. She'll answer her DM, and me and her, Angela Rye. That brother said it right there.
There you go.
Mr. J Ball. Thank you, my brother. Man, Angela Rye she be tearing his ass up too. You know what I mean? All the sisters.
Dinar, but it's Dinar.
Dinar, yeah, you know what I mean?
He's a straight cornball, man.
You know, come on, man. Him and the little gay comedian dude, Candace Owens.
Oh man, she's a mess. I should have mentioned Candace Owens to
you got to bring her back. You know, we got to have a platform just on that system, man. You dig what I mean? And just, you know, it's you know, there's another sister, man. Have you ever heard of the sister? She called herself Tria Logic.
Nah.
Oh man, you got to go on YouTube and check her out, Melly, because you're gonna really trip out. All these are conservative pundits. And okay, if you have conservative ideologies,
I'm listening to you. I gotta walk to the back for a minute.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. You know what I mean? I'll take over the platform for a second.
Yeah, there you go.
When y'all look up when y'all look over these conservatives, there's nothing wrong with being a conservative. That's their business. But when they start to attack their own people, you understand what I'm saying? And in the name of white supremacy, that's where we got a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what these brothers and sisters do. They try to make us believe as a people that white supremacy, racism, all these other political disadvantages that we have in this country don't exist. Who the fuck they think they talking to? Especially when we're the victims, you know what I'm saying, of all the political bullshit that goes on in Congress. You know, from the Democratic side to the Republican side. You dig what I'm saying? I'm an independent voter. You know what I mean? So, you know,
I'm an independent as well.
Yeah, I'm an independent voter. So it depends on what the policy is. You know, and who I'm gonna decide I'm gonna vote for. Right, there was one Republican that I had really thought that if he had ran.
Ballgate. Cynthia, grab a link. Grab the link and come on in. Let's talk, Cynthia.
Oh yes, ma'am. We got to talk to Miss Cynthia Dunn, and you know, and you know, it depends on what the situation is and what the policies are. Is what I'm gonna vote. But you know, unfortunately. You know, the next presidential voting cycle, I just might have to sit out, Melly, because I don't give a fuck about Biden and Kamala Harris. Oh man, that system, man, you dig what I'm saying? You know, it's been. Oh come on, man, and it's been proven that the sister lays on her back for favors. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
What's his name? Willie. What's his name? Willie Brown.
Man, he specifically said that he used to put her leg up on his desk and beat that booty up in his office, you know, just before meetings. What that tells Montel Jordan used to serve her. She was a straight rat. You know what I mean? You know, and she moved and she put herself in a position to where, you know, the thing with us is we always vote our emotions. The only reason that we voted for Biden and that sister, at least the black community, and this is just my opinion. Some other people can can rebuttal what I'm saying, and I don't have a problem with that. But we always vote our emotions, man. The only reason that they voted that sister in along with Biden is because she was black.
Right. Shout out to Marlena Williams.
I love Marlena Williams.
Amazing work and wonderful job. Shout out to Marlena. Shout out to Mike Marks.
I got a new nickname for Marlena. Her nickname is Miss Niceness.
You
know what I mean? So I got a new nickname for Marlena. So the thing is, that's just how I feel about that particular situation, man. And you know, and the sister coming on tonight, sometimes I kind of want to chime in and, you know, kind of get in and ask a couple of questions, but every once in a while, it's good that you do your interviews by yourself, because then it gives us a chance to listen and pay attention. You know what I mean? You know,
Yeah,
and
because
that's just
I was definitely just letting her, do what she needed to do. You know what I mean, and give us that, give us that raw, man, because she bought it,
yeah.
man.
She did. She brought it. She
Downtown Willie Brown, Rodney
yeah,
Scott.
downtown Willie Brown. Yeah, that. And she
Mm.
and she came on, and and even though she did it, she did it with force, but the sister also did it with class. And we don't care that the sister cussed, because I wouldn't want her to be no other way than genuine.
Nah,
You know,
I don't hold it to her, man. That's why I told her that's just something for me. You know what I mean? That's my,
Uh,
for my spirit and my well being, and you know what I mean. That keeps me straight.
yeah, but you know what? But you know what? The grandbabies in your household, they'll grow up saying, you know what, G-Paul don't cuss.
That's it.
And then maybe later on in life, they might pick that up and practice that as well. That is huge,
Right.
because it takes a certain discipline not to cuss, not to say the N word. It takes a certain. That's why my respect for you is up here, is because it seems like your discipline, the discipline that you have for yourself, is unbothered. And that's huge. I have a certain discipline about myself. I carry myself a particular way, man. I try to be professional. Well, one thing that I do love about my character is that I love my people and I respect my people. I don't
Uh-huh.
care who they are. I don't care what economical classifications they in. I don't prejudge. I don't look down on people. You know what I mean? I pride myself on that.
Man, you know what, man? You're doing good, bro. Because we don't have enough of us doing that. You know what I mean? We need much more. But I follow what Tez was saying. Let us start it, and then the rest are following. Those who don't want to come, why
Fuck
worry
them.
about it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's
but
what keep with it.
I'm gonna use her words.
Yeah.
Fuck them. And I believe that. And I'm gonna tell you something too, man. One thing that we
Thank you,
really
Marlena.
have. Thank you, Marlena. Yeah, one thing that we do, that one thing that we have to. There's one disease that we have as a people, man, and it's jealousy.
Yeah.
We have we. I
And
mean,
that's
that,
unfortunate.
and that's unfortunate. That is something that we really have to. That's another topic we got to talk
You was
about
there?
sometime.
Wait a minute. Let me see. My bad, Cynthia. Where you at, Cynthia? Come back. I didn't see you. My bad.
She was probably waiting backstage and you didn't bring her in.
Okay, sorry, Cynthia. Come on back. I'm looking now, Cynthia.
Well, you had went to the back too, so that's probably when she was trying to chime in.
There it is again, Cynthia. There go Link right there. My bad.
You know what I mean? So,
Oh, there we go. There she go. I see you now, Cynthia. There you go.
bless her heart. Yeah.
And we
Hey,
have
Nelly. What's
hey
going on?
Cynthia, Mara Compton, Cynthia Nunn. We have, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we have the Mara Compton, Miss Cynthia Nunn.
Right, right. Not yet, Nelly.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah,
But
so
We're gonna get
everybody been asking me that.
you got a history with Taz as well.
Huh?
I say you have a history with Taz as well.
Yeah, that's my sis. We always talk. I was on her show a good, probably about a year ago. And ever since then, we've been like this, like rice and gravy. That's my sis. We always talk.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, she's
how
sharp,
you
ain't she,
doing?
Nelly?
She is. How you doing, Cynthia?
I'm blessed in yourself, all gang.
I'm all right, baby girl. Blessings to you and your family.
Likewise, likewise. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Shout out
Melly,
to
if I run, Melly, I'm gonna be looking for you.
I'm gonna help you win. I
That's what I'm
already
talking
know.
about. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna help you win. Because that's
Yes,
what
sir.
I mean. You know what the city need. You know, you see what's going on with the city. You seen all the bad, corrupt politicians that's been there. Let one of ours have it now. You know, let us do what we do. You know,
Right, right. My brother said that's the only way we gonna get somewhere. One of us get in there, you know.
exactly,
Uh,
exactly.
And Cynthia, let me ask you a question. What would you think about changing? Let's say, let's talk from a hypothetical situation, because we all believe that you can win and that you can become the mayor of Compton. What would be one of the first things that you
Shout
think
out to
that
Big
you would
Dave.
do?
Cynthia. Big Dave hollering at you, Cynthia.
oh, hey, Rick, what's going on? What's up, Dave? That's my brother. Oh, I, I mean, the first thing I would do, I would try to be situated. I would try to stop the violence. Long as we got violence, nobody's gonna want to come to the city. Nobody's gonna want to invest. Nobody gonna want to do nothing there. You got to stop the killing. At least put a ceasefire. I would get
Yes,
the
ma'am.
best intervention team. We had one. I would do an intervention
And we
team.
know we already know what to do, Cynthia, because we've seen it happen before. You know what I mean? We know what to
Exactly.
do.
We did, Melly. We did. I mean, I would get an intervention team.
Yep,
I would bring
Marcus.
things in for the youth.
Yes,
If you don't
ma'am.
give them nothing to do, they got all the time in the world to think about Robin, Sarah, Sally, and Boo. So if you give them something to do, I would put baseball teams, basketball teams together. I mean, we know what to do for Compton. Melly, we
Yes, ma'am.
know Dave.
Yes, ma'am.
Dave, Rick James, all the people, a lot of the people in the audience, we know what to do for Compton. We Compton bred. Yeah,
Right,
Yes, ma'am.
we
right,
Compton bred, so we know what our city need. The thing is too many people coming in there that's not from there that's trying to run it. It's just like experience. Somebody telling you how to gang bang and they ain't never gang bang.
Yeah.
true.
Uh,
True. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Taz, she sure know how to break that down, don't she?
Man, Melly, she be when I when I be listening to her, I be like, my sis be on it, boy. And then she always mention me, and I get these 1,000 friends. I be like, shoot, sis over there sharp though. She she sharp, Melly. She is. She be breaking it down, and she put it to where you can understand it. It's
Right,
not in
right, right, right,
a politician way. She put it to like she do the Bloods and the Crips, the Damus and the Keyways, or however y'all say it. She breaks it down.
right.
She's sharp. She's sharp. Then she's beautiful on top of being sharp. So she's good. She's good. You good too though, Melly. You can come run for something too. You very well educated. You can drive that truck 2 days out of a week and come help run the city.
Okay.
you know, you good. We Compton bred. Dave.
Right.
We got some powerful people. If given a chance, the thing is, a lot of people look at us from where we came from. You know, that's not our walk of life. People don't think you can change, but
We
anybody
already
can
done
change.
that already. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Yes.
So we looking to
Yes.
do this other thing, you know what I mean? This positive, this neutral thing to where we just embrace the people and love on them, and
Right.
show them that
Right.
all it is if we have something to give, we can take that other part away, the bad part. We can just take that, just
Right.
you know, take it
Right.
out, throw it away, get rid of it. Because we're giving them something good, something or
Exactly.
something they can hold on to.
Right. Right. And
And it'll make people not want to leave the city as well. Make people want to, want to stay and participate in all the positive changes that will be happening. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So that's very important. Yes.
Did you hear what she told me though? She said, Melly, don't worry about the likes. Don't worry about the views. Keep giving the information. You know what I mean? Because there's gonna be times where you don't get no views, but there's gonna be somebody that's gonna hear your voice and it's gonna resonate with them. And that right there was profound to me because I really truly believe because there's times when I can go talk about some crazy off the wall game and the numbers is
Yeah. Yeah.
but when I'm just giving them solid, good, concrete information, man, they be like, oh well. But
They
that's
don't want to
good
hear
though.
it.
That's why then she told me, just mix and match.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
You can't worry about it. I was telling a young man earlier, calling me from Texas. He was telling me he was so frustrated. He was trying to do something, and I said, that's what comes with the program. But you got to believe in yourself. Because
Yes,
I
ma'am.
mean, I told Georgie, like this, Sylvia and Angels, that's my baby. I don't care who come through, who passed through, who stopped to help. I have to believe in it myself. It's gonna be days when nobody is there, not even my kids. Everybody got what they want to do, but I believe in myself. And I definitely believe in God, and He been making it happen. I didn't know nothing about nonprofit. We coming from the street life, and it's
Well,
you can't go in them stores and be like,
Talonay is always there with you, Cynthia. Don't be putting my homegirl Talonay out now.
no, for real, cause she be on one for real, Melly. For real, she be speaking up for y'all for real. She do, Melly. She do. I was
That's
gonna post
Cynthia's
that picture
daughter,
you and
ball
her.
game. We call her Talonay.
Yeah,
Who is she?
Cynthia's
yeah.
daughter.
I was gonna post that picture
Since
you
his
and her.
daughter.
Remember that picture y'all took when you was at
Uh
the
huh.
building? Yeah,
Uh
I was
huh.
gonna post that picture the other day. That's a nice picture.
Okay, cool. Yeah, post it.
Yeah, yeah, but you just gotta believe in yourself. You gotta have that faith. A lot of people give up before they big break, and you just don't know. And sometimes you don't know the effect that you have on people. And like she said, some days I hear so much people say about me just because it's me. But I don't. God prepare me for all that. I don't worry about what nobody say. I continue to do what I do. It may be days that somebody might come help and days that I have to be up there doing it myself, but I still continue to do what I
Yeah.
do, because
Hey,
I
it
know
ain't
God
nothing,
got me.
Cynthia, because you get in your car and go up to Centennial, go up to Gonzalez Park, go up to Ludus Park, go
Yeah,
up to the building where you got your nonprofit. You go everywhere and do what you need to do, and it works out. Because them kids,
yeah.
for whatever reason, they stop what they doing and they be ready to listen. You know.
And then you remember we had that besides the big baseball game. Remember I did the big toy giveaway with the Pyrus and the Crips, and these guys they was like, man, we would have never been able to come on this side of town,
She had
So it was
she had
it was
bodacious
beautiful.
and Tick
And man,
and then
they
she had
showed up.
Marcellus was up there and
Yes,
Scotty
everybody.
Pitts and all the rest, all the guys.
Yes, yes,
Ace
yes,
and Wolf. Come on
yeah.
now.
And then
But you know
your
what?
son.
But that's a testament. That's a testament of your character, Miss Cynthia.
Oh
That
my
right
God.
there.
Yeah. And then Melly
That is,
sons, they call me, they used to call me all the time, like, you straight, you good? I'll be like, all right now, yeah. So, it's like I said, we did what we did. We were younger, we didn't know. I have no regrets because I wouldn't be where I'm at today. But when I look at somebody now, I don't look at the red and blue. I look at my brother,
Right, right.
that's my brother. So, I sit around and not play, but and then a lot of the older cats, look at Dave, and ain't nobody gonna say nothing to me when you got Big Dave and Big Ducky on the side of you. That's like two giants, you know. Sure,
Right.
Dave and them that came up there and gave out food. Like a lot of the guys, it's in them, And I always tell people, gang members are some of the most intelligent, smartest guys. They just want to be messed with, but they are really, really smart, So, but Tezlyn, yeah, she breaks it down, Melly. You got to bring her back and back
I will.
and back.
yeah, you got to bring her back. Yeah, I agree.
She breaks it down. I mean, and even watching her, like she'll tag me and I go watch her. I'll be like, ooh, she spit game. Like it be so fast. I'll be like,
I
she
should have,
she
you know what I should have done? Bought her on Friday night when everybody's relaxed and chilling.
yes,
You
yes.
know?
Maybe she could come back on Friday, but
Yeah,
she she comes on there, boy. She breaks it down. I'll be like, ooh, them people be. She bad though. She
yeah.
bad.
As
She
to,
remind me of Sylvia, my sister. Sylvia had that gift for gab.
uh
Sylvia could
huh,
talk you out of your shoes. You know, so she would. My sister would talk you out your shoes. My sister used to talk so much when the police would hit the corner, they bag up if they see her. They like, oh no, we ain't finna be bothered with her today. But
she
she
was
was
like the
good.
Jehovah Witnesses.
Yeah, man, for real, that's exactly what she was like. Yeah,
Hey,
yeah, but
as to my son's ball game, Cynthia, my sons, right? When I came home from the feds, man, I never had so many grown men and different people was come up to me trying to talk to me about my sons. You know what I mean? Because I had been gone for 10 years. So during that 10 years, they had done a lot. They had grown a lot, and they had involved themselves in so much. But I had no idea because I'm away and they keeping it from me, right? So when I come home, man, I got people trying to, hey man, I need to talk to you. Talk to me about what, man? Yeah, hey man, listen, man, I know them your sons, man, but can you talk to them? Talk to them about what?
Yeah. They
You know?
wasn't no joke, Melly. They wasn't no joke. They
Yeah,
wasn't no joke. But them my sons now though. They wasn't no joke. I love them to death. Love them to death.
yeah, but I was able, to get them to calm down once I realized what was going on. You know what I mean? And say,
Right.
hey, man, listen, man, you know, we gotta do
That's
something
why they
better.
calmed down, Melly.
Yeah,
Cause they did get calm after a while.
yeah,
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens. Their daddy was home. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? They had,
Right.
they springboard was at the pad.
Right.
They was wild because because they pops wasn't there. And then they didn't have that actual direction.
Right.
My son Mikey only 22. He's about to be 23.
Marlena says Sylvia didn't show you the shoes back.
Man, for real.
The shoes back.
Yes. Marlena, no, yes. For real. For real.
What was
For
your
real.
sister's name? What was her name? What was her name?
Sylvia.
Her name was
Sylvia.
Sylvia, but she called herself Rambo. And man, when I tell you, she was that girl. She'll sell them to you. She'll take them from your sister and go sell them to around the corner and go back from around the corner and take them back and bring them back and say, I know who got them. She will.
Hey, the first time I met her, right? She was over there at Willow, right? And I'm
Uh-huh.
looking, I'm saying, don't I know you?
Uh-huh.
She said, quit playing. You know where the hell I am. She, she said, let's get that out the way. Ain't no use of playing. No, I could do
That's
nothing but
her.
laugh. I could do nothing but laugh when she said it.
No, for real.
I could
That's
do nothing
her.
but, as I say, girl, you is too much.
No, she for real. For real, man, she is. I go back and watch her on Girls and Gangs and all that show, and I be like, this girl is really. She was really crazy. She was
Right,
really,
right.
really crazy. I mean, we live a similar life, but my sister, she just didn't have no. She didn't think.
No
I,
filter.
I I thought, but she didn't think. She was she was a mess.
Man, God rest her soul.
Well, bless
Yeah,
her heart. Yeah, man.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. That's cool.
yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah,
man.
Melly, you need to bring her back on a Friday.
I'm
When
gonna bring her back. I'm gonna
Yeah.
bring her back, most definitely. Well, we've been in here almost 2 hours, so I gotta jump out and get some sleep so I get this Friday over with, because it's Friday as far as I'm concerned. And the
Yeah.
sooner I get some sleep and get it over with, the better off it'll be. But I
Right.
will
Wait,
be,
hold on.
I will be back tomorrow. I'll figure Friday out. Got to get somebody in there. But yeah, maybe we can do a panel tomorrow.
Right. Right.
Well, do a shenanigan Fridays. Bring on 6 or 7
Shenanigans
people.
Fridays. That's it. That's
Yeah,
it. Ball
man.
game
Right.
calling. Shenanigan Fridays, man. Y'all come join us for
Maybe we could
shenanigans.
get Dave on here.
Man, that would be. You know what, Big Dave, you got to come jump in here sometime,
Yeah,
bro.
maybe
You
we
got
can
to.
What
get
do you
Dave
mean?
on here.
Yeah, I'm gonna call him up because I got his number. I'm gonna call him up.
Yeah, Marcus, our father was there. He said their father was there. My father, he wasn't no joke either.
Right.
But yeah, yeah. He-
Well, so I appreciate you guys. I'll talk to you soon. A Foolishness Friday, a Shenanigans Friday. It's in play tomorrow.
all right.
Shout out to Cynthia Dunn. Shout out to the ball gang.
All
I
All
right,
right.
appreciate
Melly.
you guys.
All right.
Shout out to the Mailroom Nation. Shout out to the Mailroom Goons. Be sure to click the notification bell, like, subscribe, and share. Drop a comment down below so when this dope content hit, you're going to feel like it's the first in the 15th. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to Marcus, E Money, Marlena Williams, Postmaster General, Joshua, what's going on? Cynthia Nunn, of course, Ball Game, of course. Johnny Sullivan, my man. Marcus, then Monique Bont. I didn't see Michelle tonight, but shout out to her anyway. Shout out to everybody that came in to join the chat. Shout out to Tezlyn Figaro. I mess her name up sometime. Shout out to her for coming and giving us that deep conversation and information that feel good we needed, right? I appreciate you guys. So we'll check back in tomorrow. Until then, somebody go ahead and lock the door because we are gone.